Hey, what's up guys? Matt here. Welcome to another video. This week talking about the iOS 14 Beta 1 for my iPhone 10. So, you might have heard in a few of my different videos that I was talking about iOS 14 and the beta as it was on my iPhone 10 and how many times I had to reset my phone. So something I do a lot with my phone is take pictures and video. And if you don't know, I've got over 20,000 photos and videos on my phone. So that's quite a lot of storage. And I keep a lot of that in the cloud, the iCloud. But with iOS 14, something that I really enjoyed doing was filming videos, and it must have been a combination with the heat outside and my phone getting incredibly hot, but my phone kept overheating, and it never overheated before the iOS 14 beta, so I removed it. Overall, I enjoyed the beta while I had it on there, other than the overheating issue. As of right now, I do not have the beta, and it was a big transition, switching from the beta back to the Grandmaster, the actual software update of 13.5.1. But I enjoyed the widgets. I'm excited to get the full release for iOS 14 to try out the widgets again, because I really enjoyed them. I like having a lot of information on my screen at once. Like, that's why I like the infograph watch face for my Apple Watch Series 5. That's why I like the Siri watch face for my Apple Watches. That's why I always go to I swipe over to the Today view. That gives me all of my information that I like to see at a glance. It's very nice, and I like having all of that in one place. I'm excited to have the widgets. Another thing I like that Siri is now minimal. If you go watch Apple's keynote, you can see the different updates that iOS 14 have. Some things that I really enjoyed. I use Siri a lot. I use Siri very often. I control a lot of my life through Siri. When I arrive at work, I put an AirPod in, and I double tap, and I text wife, which is my wife, and I say I'm at work, and Siri says, okay, done, great. I ask Siri to play my podcasts. I ask Siri what the weather's like. I ask Siri to call people. I ask Siri different questions. So I use Siri for a lot, and the new minimal design was very nice. I enjoyed it a lot for my iPhone 10 while I had the beta. Another thing, really, for me, I didn't use the app library very much. I needed to tweak some settings, and I didn't do that while I had the beta on my phone until I removed it. But I downloaded an app. I think it was the Apple Store. I'm not sure what app I downloaded, but it went straight to the app library, and that can be set up and configured to go to the home screen or to the app library. But I didn't set that up, so it went right to the app library. So I had to find that, which was fine. It's no big deal. I can do some tweaking. But I shouldn't ever put the beta on my phone again, because it's my main source. My phone is my main source. I have a MacBook at home, as well as my Apple Watch. I did put the watchOS 7 beta on my Series 3 Apple Watch when I had that, but I removed that very quickly as well. It runs my devices fairly slowly. With my phone being a few years older, it shows its age when updating to the betas, because they're not fully featured yet. And the betas, I think, are really meant for the newest phones and for like your secondary phone. They're not for your main device. I previously updated my MacBook to Catalina beta at one point when Catalina was in beta, macOS Catalina, but it really messed up my whole system, and that was my main device for doing schoolwork. So I really shouldn't put betas on any of my devices. They work great. The betas do when they work great. But for me, it was a big issue having those on there. I didn't use the Translate app more than maybe once or twice. I tested out. I tested out saying "Cómo estás," which means "How are you?" For my 3 years of high school Spanish, I remembered that much. But it worked fine. What I'm really excited for is watchOS 7 with my Apple Watch getting the Siri Translate, because I ask Siri to translate things all the time, and she can't do it. So I've stopped asking her to translate things. Really, there are a lot more different things to iOS 14 that I didn't really use very much, because I've limited my phone usage to really the bare minimum. However, when I updated to watch iOS 14, I was all about it, and I had like 3 hours or 4 hours of screen on time. It also, that reminds me, the betas really crashed my battery. My battery was not running very well. Like the middle of the day, like 12 o'clock, I would be at 30%, where typically I would be at 70%. My phone, my iPhone 10, is showing its age lately with its battery. And I will get into battery with my Apple Watch in my Apple Watch review coming up this week, as of this video coming out with Tech Week, for Confessions from the Driver's Seat Tech Week. But yeah, well, I'm excited for iOS 14 to come out. I'm excited for the widgets, to see what I can do with them, to see if they really change up my whole workflow with my phone. I'm really excited. It's really neat that they're transitioning these things, and I know Android people are saying that Android has had widgets for many, many years, and Apple is just now getting on the bandwagon. But I feel like Apple has done it better. I've never had an Android phone. At least I think. I think I had I had the LG, I think it was the LG Dare? Maybe? And that was a touchscreen phone at the time. I don't think it was a smartphone, because it definitely didn't have the internet at the time. This was like 08? Maybe 09? No. Maybe. And this is another story for another day, but I got my very first phone when I was in 3rd grade. So that's going to be a good story for another day. So keep locked on the channel for that video. But yeah. watchOS 14, I'm excited about it. I am excited about the widgets to see if anything can change. Like I said, I'm really interested in the battery life, if that can continue to sustain with my phone being so old now. I say so old, it's like 3 years old now. 3 years? 2 years? I think it's 3 years old. Yeah. But yeah. So I meant to talk about how many times I had to reset my phone. So when you update to iOS 14, I keep getting them confused. iOS 14 beta. I was on the developer beta, and with the public beta, it's easy to reverse, like go back to the full update. And so with the developer beta, that was not the case. So I reset my phone maybe 10 times in the past 2 weeks. So I've lost some videos that I took, and when I unboxed my Apple Watch, I lost the video, which was very disappointing because it was a fun video that I made. And it was just bad. The whole experience was tough, removing it from my phone. And so when you would reset your phone like you normally would, except on iOS 14, you would be on iOS 14. You wouldn't be able to go back. So I had to end up putting my phone into recovery mode, which I even was speaking with Apple, and they had no idea. They were like, that doesn't sound right. Why are you doing that? Why do you have to do that? But I mean, eventually, I got it back. Now, I've lost some numbers, but I think I've gained them back through a couple days. I've been working on getting it all back together. Like I said, I lost some videos in the transition from iOS 13 to 14 and back to 13. But yeah, overall, I'd like to say that I'm excited for iOS 14. I'm excited for it because it's a new update. I always get excited with new updates, and Apple always does really good with everything that they do, at least to me. But yeah, I'm excited for iOS 14. Should be coming out in late fall. But yeah, that is my review for iOS 14 Beta 1 for me. It was all right. My battery life was trash, and it was not, I mean, it was great, but it was not great. It was okay. I'll give it an okay. I'm back on iOS 13, if that helps you any in your decision for updating to iOS 14 beta. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next video. Hopefully, you're watching Confessions from the Driver's Seat Tech Week, because that is July 13th to July 17th, 2020. So yeah, keep an eye out. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.